Hey guys, and welcome to Daily Driven. Today we're going to be reviewing my 1987 Ranger 5-speed. It's the V6 truck. Like I said, it's got 5-speed manual, 2-wheel drive, short bed, short cab. Yeah, we're just going to do a once-over of it, front to back, interior, under the hood, take it for a drive. So yeah guys, let's do it. Alright guys, so we're going to start at the front here. I'm just going to be going over some of the mods and then also just the styling, or lack thereof, of the truck. But yeah, starting at the front, we got these aftermarket headlamps. They have little LEDs in the side. You can see a picture of them on here. Alright, and then we also got these fog lamps in here. They look pretty nice. I did some little deleted parts here to make them fit in. That's about it for the front. It's got 2000 Mustang V6 rims on them. Moving along back, you got your more chrome. This is a bed liner. It is the Duraliner full plastic insert that goes all the way around with some of my junk in there. This is actually really helpful. For any truck in that matter, you need to get one of these. It's just really helpful. Moving along back, you got your American flag. That's about all that's interesting back here. This does have the split window, so that's kind of cool. You can open it, close it, extra airflow and whatnot. Alright guys, before I get too far into this, I just wanted to say that as you can probably tell, the front of this truck has been hit. It was right here and it was pretty bad. A guy slammed into it about 50 miles an hour with his Honda Accord. There's some pictures of it before we fixed it. But yeah, it was pretty bad, but I mean, I think it turned out well. As you can see, it's still got some panel gaps, but I mean, new coat of paint, new fender, pulled the frame out. He looks pretty good. You can hardly tell it. Also, I forgot to mention one of these mods. It is zip tied on, not so zip tied on wiper blades. Used to be. That's actually terrifying because I used those like yesterday. So, yeah, that pretty much sums up the exterior. And now we're going to go on to the inside. Guys, moving along to the inside now. As you can see, the interior of this truck is in actually very good condition. The only blemishes on the dash are one over here and this fairly substantial one here. But other than that, the whole truck on the interior is in very, very good condition. It's got the original dash, all the original gauges, except for this tachometer. This has been added. Like I said, it is a 5-speed, and this radio is new. But other than that, everything is original and everything works, except for the AC, of course. It's got manual crank windows, manual locks. But yeah, though, I drive it almost every day. It's a really good truck. It's got 135,000 miles on it. Alright guys, I just wanted to show you this real quick. This sound system in this truck has been upgraded pretty majorly. Like I said, new Pioneer head unit, new Boss speakers up front, and then we also got this speaker box back here with two 6.5-inch speakers. It fits behind the seats nicely, and yeah, it just looks pretty good too. We got the original jack and stuff back here. We have the original tool bag that came with the truck. So yeah, like I said, overall, in very good condition on the interior. Alright guys, like I said before, this truck is from 1987 and has 135,000 miles on it. I'll do the hood especially is where it shows. As you can see, some of the pieces are rusted up pretty good and whatnot. But overall, it still runs, It runs, but not perfectly. These engines were known for bad head design. And they didn't let the oil flow properly, and you had clicking lifters, which is really common on this engine, like I said, and I hear it pretty much every time when I start it up for the first time that day. It's pretty obnoxious and pretty awful, and there's no real way you can fix it. But the one, here, if you'll come on in here, the cool things that have been done to this engine, the cool things that have been done to this engine, we have an aftermarket Spectra, or however you, the cool things that have been done to this engine, we have an aftermarket air intake, we have a disconnected IAC sensor, because every time you connect it, the car goes crazy and just tries to die. We have a new radiator. The entire cooling system is brand new. Relatively new battery, and that's about it for up front. As far as ease of maintenance goes, like I said, the bad head flow design makes this not really a good candidate for long-term reliability anyway. The max I've seen on one of these engines is around, I don't know, 180,000 miles, and that's when they are pretty much dead. If you want one of these for reliability, I would say go for the 4-cylinder version. They last a lot longer, and the horsepower difference is very negligible. So, I mean, especially whenever they have this many miles on them, it's just not even worth going for the V6. All right, guys, and then we got a standard 6x4 bed in the back. This had an extended variant with a 7-foot bed, 7x4. But the 6-foot variant is perfectly fine for what I use it for. It can hold about 1,000 pounds. I've had a Chevy 305 engine in the back here with no problems whatsoever. But yeah, overall pretty spacious size for what it is, being a tiny truck, a quarter ton. But yeah, overall really nice bed. All right, guys, so this is a bit of a different perspective, but we're going to be taking it for a drive, and I wanted you to be able to see shifting and, you know, just the general interior overview, tachometer and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get going. Alright guys, as far as ease of driving goes, it's really not there, honestly. I've driven numerous 5-speed and manual transmission vehicles, and this is by far the hardest to drive in my opinion. It's just a lot more jerky, and it might be because everything's worn out and old, but I don't know, it's just not as easy as some of the other cars out there. As far as ride goes, it's pretty okay whenever you have something in the back. Whenever you do not, it's very bumpy, and overall, just, yeah, very, very bumpy. That's all I can really say. Makes a lot of weird noises. That's fine though, they're normal. But yeah, I bought this truck about 5 years ago. I paid $350 for it. Like I said, it had been wrecked and it wasn't running at the time. We got it running. It needed a fuel pump, and now it runs pretty good. So, or it runs well enough to get me back and forth to where I need to go. The heater core has been replaced, so the heat does work really well. As far as handling goes, the ball joints and stuff are still kind of jacked from the wreck. So it doesn't have much handling anymore. It's really rolly and just not really fun to take anywhere except for in a straight line. But you know, I mean, that's what it is. It's an old truck, it's fine. Alright guys, so we're about to get onto a 60-mile-an-hour road. We're going to do a 0 to 60 test. I'm going to be shifting at 4,000 RPMs. So yeah, let's do it. In the third, 35, 40, 45 into fourth, 50, 55, fifth, and it's giving it about all it's got, and finally 60. So yeah, definitely not fast by any standards. Like I said, probably the slowest car I've ever tested, but you know, I mean, for what it is, it gets you where you need to go. It's not that bad. And when this engine was new, it had at best 130 horsepower. And I guarantee you about, you know, 40 of those have left us. So, I mean, for the age it is and the condition that it's in, it's fine by me. In conclusion, 5,000, don't even think, no, just don't. Don't even bother attempting to find a Ranger of this year for a 1987 Ranger for $5,000. That would just be idiotic. 2,500, I'm still gonna have to say no, honestly. You can buy a whole lot nicer, newer truck for that price. But the price I'd say would probably be comfortable, probably about $1,000. $1,000 one that runs and drives. That would probably be about going rate and average, and you'd be getting a pretty But if you can find one of these, $500 just to have around your farm, or just to take to the store every once in a while, or just to drive it daily like I do. I mean, it's a good truck for what it is and the age and everything. In summary, acceleration terrible, handling terrible, practicality pretty good. It's got a good bed. Interior is pretty nice for what it is, and especially considering the original purchase price of this car was only $7,000. That's pretty amazing. But yeah, definitely pick one up, $1,000 or $500 for like a little daily, or just have around your farm. Be pretty good. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. That's a fun noise. What is that? Nah, it's fine. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching.